Last night we saw the Suns and Lakers go head-to-head in an electric Western Conference matchup to decide who would advance to the semifinals in the NBA in-season tournament. Both teams gave it their all, but it was the refs and the Los Angeles Lakers who advanced to the semifinals of the NBA in-season tournament. Jokes aside, the Suns still had a chance to tie it in the end, and they did fall short. For those of you who don't know what happened, I can't show it on screen in this video because it is copyright content. However, if you look at the top link in the description, you'll see the play where Austin Reaves loses possession of the ball and fumbles it on the floor, and then LeBron calls a timeout and the refs grant King James his wishes. Following this, Anthony Davis goes to the free throw line after an intentional foul by the Suns. He makes the first free throw, he misses the second. Kevin Durant brings the ball up and airballs a game-tying three at the buzzer, and the Lakers win 106-103 in regulation. But let's back it up and talk about how we got here in the first place. First and foremost, on the Lakers side of things, as much as I kind of have been tedious and calling LeBron lazy on the defensive side of the ball, tonight was an incredible performance from LeBron James. I am not the biggest LeBron James fan. However, I can call a spade and admit when someone of his caliber plays out of his mind, especially at the age he's at, it's always kind of a +1 to give him the flowers when he's, about to turn 39 next month. Tonight he had 31 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, and 5 huge steals tonight, guys. I really did see him take a few plays off on offense where he just kind of gave Reaves or AD the ball and said, go to work. But that's exactly what LeBron James and this Lakers team should be able to do. LeBron should be able to take possessions off. He should be able to take minutes off. I mean, last night he played 40 minutes in regulation, didn't even go to overtime like I mentioned. And that's the most the Lakers played. So if he's going to be out there that much, he should be able to jog back on a few possessions. He should be able to, be lazy on offense on a few possessions. But up until the third and fourth quarter, it was just facilitating Bron and letting AD get started. There was a lot of possessions I saw on the defensive side of the ball where LeBron James was more than eager to kind of, dive nose first into the ball and try to make a steal and create transition baskets, which the Lakers have desperately been struggling with. Aside from LeBron's amazing performance, I got to give some credit to Anthony Davis. He definitely started this game and LeBron finished it. If you watch the game, you kind of know what I mean. In the beginning, he was very dominant on the glass, especially the offensive rebounds. 9 offensive rebounds for Anthony Davis tonight, to go with his 15 total rebounds, his 2 blocks, and his 27 points. Anthony had a very great game. He was looking very comfortable from the elbow, and that's kind of what you want to see out of Anthony Davis. When his back to the basket game and his low post game, he missed a couple go-ahead layups and dunks this game. There was a really crucial one actually on an offensive rebound with like 2 minutes left in the game. If you guys watch the game, you know what I'm talking about. But Anthony just looked very comfortable out there, and I would like it if we saw him starting the game more and more, kind of as the lead scorer in this one. Shout out to Darvin Ham for coaching this game accordingly. I like that D'Angelo Russell was struggling on offense and defense, so they benched him for pretty much the entire fourth quarter, and then you let Austin Reaves come in, and while he didn't have the most efficient night, he had 20 points and 6 rebounds, and not to mention he was a +17 off the bench in just 27 minutes. He did an excellent job tonight. I thought it was interesting that Cam Reddish got the starting nod tonight over Vando and Rui and Reaves and Christie. I guess that just speaks volumes to his grit and his defensive ability. He definitely was kind of trying to get in Kevin and Devin's head tonight, and I think he obviously didn't really stop them, but I think he did a really good job of disrupting them from getting into motions, getting into sets. One pet peeve I do want to say about this Lakers team, and I was noticing it more and more in the fourth quarter, they take a long time to get into their sets. When the ball crosses half courts and their set is going and they're trying to develop an action, I'm noticing that the shot clock is at 14, 12, sometimes even 10 seconds. They got to speed it up a little bit, especially if LeBron James isn't the one bringing up the ball. If he's bringing up the ball, I understand that there's a bigger method to his madness, if you will. But again, you got to speed it up a little bit if it's Reaves, if it's Russell, if it's Reddish, if it's even Vando sometimes brings the balls up. Christie recently is bringing the ball up a couple times. All this aside, just a really solid game. Especially comparatively speaking. You could look at it, the glass half full, and say, look, We took care of the ball tonight. We only had 9 turnovers. We shot, not that great from the 3, not that great from the field, but we got a gritty win. Or you could look at it from the glass half empty position and say, well, the Suns turned the ball over 20 times and their superstar Devin Booker had a very inefficient night. There was some shoddy foul calls and Kevin Durant got in foul trouble, and then we still only won by 3. But a win is a win in my book. Congratulations to the Lakers for advancing. It's definitely always, electric when Los Angeles is making movement, whether that's the Clippers or the Lakers, or even in LA, the Kings, the Warriors. Those teams are so loud. The fans are so great. Tipping my hat to LeBron and the Lakers. Jokes aside, a very great game. I just wish they shot a little better than 37% from the field and then 30% from 3. I digress. As for the Phoenix Suns, first name I got to talk about, Devin Booker, man. 21 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, a block. And you might think to yourself, wow, that's a pretty solid game. But then you look, he had 5 fouls, he had 7 turnovers, he went 6 for 16 from the field. He was struggling tremendously in the first half. Just not a great game from Devin Booker, especially in a time where it matters most. Kevin Durant was putting together a pretty solid night himself. However, he got into foul trouble. Durant had 31 points and 7 rebounds and 4 assists. Knocked down 4 threes, which for Kevin Durant is really remarkable, honestly. He's a great three-point shooter, obviously, but usually he's way more covered on the perimeter, and a lot of his action and work comes within, 10 to 18 feet from the basket. However, in this one, Kevin, like I said, 5 fouls, 5 turnovers, and he had 4 fouls in the third quarter, so he sat a majority of the end of the third and beginning of the fourth, and that's when LeBron and the Lakers kind of went on this really big run. Just an interesting game from Phoenix, Grayson Allen played really well tonight. Showed a lot of grit out there. He got blocked on a pretty big shot by Anthony Davis down the stretch. But there was some good minutes off the bench that I liked. It was really fun to see Nasir Little get playtime towards the end of this game. And the same thing goes for Drew Eubanks. He had a pretty solid game. I just feel like with the Suns for this game, the role players were a little bit lacking, and you can't have that when your superstars are struggling. The role players are supposed to pick the superstars up when they're having these rough slumps. And Yusuf Nurkic kind of just walked up and down the court for 40 minutes this game. Eric Gordon was very inefficient tonight. Keita Diop came in and came out. Josh Okogie couldn't get a flow. They only played him 9 minutes tonight. That's okay. Frank Vogel's a new coach. Next game, they really got to hammer it home on this turnover problem because they shot the ball amazing tonight. I mean, as a team, while they didn't shoot that many threes, only 25 on the night, they shot 48% to the Lakers, 30% from 3, but they had 20 turnovers and 21 fouls, guys. 20 turnovers is absolutely absurd in a game of these kind of stakes. They didn't do terrible on the offensive or the rebounding, but on the offensive glass, they gave up way too much, for my liking at least. But what do you guys think? What do you make of this game? What do you think of the in-season tournament so far? I think it's been really solid. Another great game of the books. I'm excited to see LA and the Pelicans and the Bucks and the Pacers. If you made it this far, I appreciate your support as always. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, healthy, and blessed. Peace.